Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Yin Yang Podcast. Here are your hosts, D-Pad and Yu Kirby.
All right, Yu, I got some good news and I got some bad news.
What's the good news?
The good news is I found a nickel that I named Philip.
What's the bad news?
It's a girl nickel.
God
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Yin Yang Podcast. I'm your host, D-Pad, and with me, as always, is Yu Kirby.
Hi there.
Now, you're probably wondering why did we start things off a little differently, and the reason for that is because Yu is still doing his Nicktoons Summer Game thing over on his channel. The link for that will be in the description below, and he is on the second console game of the Fairly Odd Parents Shadow Showdown. So we just thought, because that episode of the Fairly Odd Parents in general is one of our favorite episodes, so we just thought, let's just start things off with a little humor.
Yeah, the only reason we started with that is because the last stage I did of that episode was the Yugo episode, Vicky Strikes Back, where Vicky becomes an alien queen. Because can't have Fairly Odd Parents game without Vicky.
Yep. So
I've said go ahead.
Yeah, no, I've been joining Yu as much as I can when he does these things, and we enjoy our banter back and forth.
Yep. We do.
Yeah, it's fun. So yeah, for starters, I'm just really glad that you're having a lot of fun with this Nicktoons thing. I am so glad I suggested it.
I was the one who thought of it.
Oh yeah, you were, but I think I was the one who kind of suggested it as well, didn't I? Unless I'm mistaken.
You were one of the first people. It's you were one of the first people I told. You were one of the first people I told.
Yeah, I think I was do it. But yeah, anyway, folks, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Man, we have a huge, some huge stuff to get through today. I kid you not, we had to take some time to prepare for this. Well, yeah. I'm not sure about you, but I think I did. But yeah, okay. To start things off, there is a little bit of sad news. I'm pretty sure that you guys have pretty much heard this by now, but this is actually heartbreaking for me personally, but the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh, Hazuki
Takahashi.
Thank you. I could not pronounce that for the life. Yeah. He was found dead in the sea off Japan.
Okay. No.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. This just came to a shock to a lot of us because we did not expect this to happen. But do we know why he died?
Apparently he was. Apparently he had some injuries due to sea creatures, but it's currently unknown if the injuries occurred due to death or after his death. Now, apparently he had gone missing a little bit ago. So this kind of is a big kind of a sudden thing.
Mm-hmm. And I will say this: he recently did a manga graphic novel team up of Spider-Man and Iron Man of the Marvel fame, Marvel's Secret Reverse. It apparently is about Spider-Man and Iron Man travel to a Japanese gaming convention. So I still have to pick that up because I've heard great things about that. So it's weird that the last thing that he worked on was something Marvel.
Yeah.
But no, as I said, Yu-Gi-Oh influenced me so much. Some of my favorite memories about high school, despite it being hell, was playing the card game during our lunch breaks, and man, we had a lot of fun. And then when I finally got my favorite card out of the entire catalog of cards there are, I pretty much won 3 duels in a row because of that card. And that card specifically was Dark Magician Girl, because I like to create decks based on certain themes in that. So I had a magic deck, monsters deck, beast deck, dragon deck in that. So my magic deck really helped me out with a couple duels. So yeah, apparently he loved games in American comics as well. And you shared something over on the server of what was it? The voice actor of the English voice actor of Kaiba, correct?
Yep. Yeah, Eric Stewart.
Yeah. I forgot that he was also Brock. Oh, yeah. I forgot that he was also Brock. But man, just the tributes and just how much influence this guy had for pop culture and that he touched a lot of people's lives with his series. And I still think I don't watch the show that much anymore, but I still read the manga. The manga, in my opinion, is still the best thing about the whole franchise because the manga is a lot more darker than the show in that.
Yeah, and I also do want to make a mention since you said you were reading the manga. I would also watch the anime in the case of GX onward.
Yeah, no. I pretty much stopped Yu-Gi-Oh after GX, honestly, just because I lost interest in with the new gimmicks in that.
I would
think
at least read the 5D manga because honestly, I think that is my favorite of the mangas.
okay, yeah. I'll definitely read 5D. Just I'm not gonna really watch the show. I mean, okay, think about it. You're playing a card game while driving motorcycles. Doesn't that seem a little dangerous?
They do reference to danger, but they also do it in a really cool way, to be honest. So
Okay,
honestly,
fair
I
enough.
would
Fair enough. Yeah,
and
I'll definitely check that 5D out. I think I'll check to see if this app that I have has the manga on it, and yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll read it after.
yeah.
So if you're seeing it's that good, yeah, I'll definitely check it out, dude.
Because there is one thing I will state about the mangas for GX, 5D, well, basically every series uh except for Vrains, which does not had a manga series, which is really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
basically
No.
GX is like a little extra story arc. So it does not introduce the characters. It already expects you to know them.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, it doesn't really basically do that in an awful way. And I already knew a big amount of the main cast for GX anyway. But 5D, Zexal, and Arc V are all one shot story thing, like beginning to end. They don't expect you to know the characters. They're treating it as like, hey, your first writing. Hey, it's your first view into it. Because they changed a few of the backstories for a lot of the characters. Like Aki in 5D. Basically, her first role is an antagonist. But she's not an antagonist in the manga.
Oh, the manga. Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. She is not an antagonist in the manga. In fact, the guy who basically was in her master for that is nowhere in the manga. Nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't seen the 5D manga, but I get a lot of Saiyan Saga Vegeta mixed with Kaiba in terms of manga jack. I haven't seen the anime, to be honest. I also will state that if you do want to read the Zexal and Arc V manga, be prepared to be very disappointed in the endings. Because
They're that bad?
they're not Well, they feel unfinished to me. They're not bad.
Okay.
Like Zexel's,
Okay.
the main thing is the kid's dad is basically missing the entire time, or is both his parents? I don't remember. They end the series without him and his sister reuniting with their folks. They don't even the folks don't even get a mention during the ending, and that's really stupid.
That does sound really stupid. Like no disrespect to like the creator, but that just sounds like, honestly, that sounds like, poor writing.
I'm sure they reunite with them in the anime, but honestly, I
Yeah.
kind of feel that if you're going to do a one-off version of the story in the manga, should kind of end the same way.
Yeah, no, I agree.
In the Arc V, it doesn't even feel like it has a definitive final boss. Cause
Really.
yeah. And yeah, it also does a unique thing with basically all of the main characters for Arc V2. Because in Arc V, all the other U named characters, except for Yuzu, are all separate versions
Mhm.
of the main character Yuya. In the manga, they're all brothers, and basically all of them are dead except for Yuya, and all the brothers are basically in Yuya's body. Like they
Huh.
lead you along with it's a split personality thing, and then it drops the
Okay.
bombshell. They're all brothers, and it's kind of a cool thing that they go with that. The one thing I will be straight honest about that ending is it basically ends with Yuya, the rival character, and two other allies that they make going to defeat God. And instead of seeing that, we focus straight on Yuzu, and it's revealed that she's their mom because she meets the younger version of their dad. And we don't even get a time skip to the event to the last day they all spent together, which was Yuya's birthday. And it's kind of sucks. I do apologize for spoiling and the endings, but honestly, I have to warn people.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
No, it's
So
fine.
I think we
Like
can go to our next
as we
tangent.
talked, as we talked like last time, like I'm pretty sure there will be like no one really offended by what we say.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. No.
Speaking of people offended by what we say, apparently you had a bit of an issue about J.K. Rowling.
Oh yeah. Okay. Just a little disclaimer, you guys. I am not bashing the LGBT plus community when I say this. Like, I have friends that are part of the community. I support that community. I'm pretty sure Yu does as well.
I do as well.
Yeah. No. This is just like when this happened. And I had to share this with Yu, and like I wanted to talk about this because this is just something that is just it's bothered me for the longest time. And while I'm not gonna say a lot of the stuff, just because I don't want to send hate towards those people, but um, yeah, okay, I get that J.K. Rowling is not the nicest person towards the community, but okay, I have friends that have been going out of their way to say that, you shouldn't support this author. Like, there are tons of other books that you could be reading instead of like this hateful series. Now, while I agree that what she's said and what she's done, is not good, that's their opinion. They don't have the right to force people like myself to change what we enjoy. Like I've told you this. I've told like the other group members of like the server that the Harry Potter series has influenced me in so many ways. It's this series that inspired me to become a writer, and it's why I've been doing my Belle in the Freedom Force series. It just, some people are so pig-headed, like they have to change people's opinions on things. It's just, why? Like, what do you have to gain from that? Like, you're trying to change someone who enjoys something just for your own purpose. And okay, like I said, I get that she's not a nice person, but I'm not going to stop reading the Harry Potter series just because of one bad egg. The bad egg in this particular case being the creator. That's my choice to read the books.
I want to
I am
interrupt you
not.
real quick. Like, I mean,
All right,
I want to bring up a little point. Like,
go ahead.
hell, people basically have created the meme that instead of Notch being the one who made Minecraft, as some people might know, Notch is not a good person. People just changed it to Hatsune Miku. Can't we just fucking do that? Like, I mean, I've accepted that Hatsune Miku is the author of Harry Potter. I said what I wanted to say.
I
Go.
accept that. I'll accept that. I'll accept that. I'll accept that. I'll accept that. But no, like, it's just it frustrates me that I have like friends, people that I look up to. Like, we have like this friendship. They want me to change what I read just because they don't like the creator because she's harming their lives. Which again, I'll say this again. I don't support J.K. Rowling what she said to like the LGBT community. It's just everyone has their own opinions on things, which I agree, but you shouldn't have to force your own opinions on someone else just because they may like something that someone else dislikes. Like, I'm going to use Knuckles from Sonic Boom for an example. You remember when the designs for the characters came out? Remember how everyone lost their shit over how he was designed?
Mhm.
Like, yeah, like that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like, I'm sorry to those who, that I know that don't want me to read Harry Potter and that. I'm not going to stop reading the series. It's still one of my favorite series. And yeah, there are other books that I could be reading, which, I've been doing. I've been reading the Lumiere Chronicles, a great series. The School of Good and Evil, that's another good series that I've been reading. But I'm not going to stop reading the series that really made a huge influence on my life. Like, I'll still watch the movies, but that's all. Like, how could you be saying that I'm supporting this witch? Like, I'm not giving her any more money. Oh, it's just, it frustrates me. Oh, yeah, sorry. I had to get that off my chest. That was
Honestly,
just.
I'm surprised you didn't you're not mentioning what certain friends of yours did.
Yeah, I just decided I'm not gonna share that just because
Okay.
I've that stuff's made me a little bit depressed.
All right. Yeah.
And I don't want to bring any attention to that. I
All
will
right.
just say that, because of what's happened in that, a few friends of mine that I have known since like the start of like high school and that, they decided to cut ties with me because I still choose to support this quote unquote witch. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. So yeah, do you have anything to add to that before we move on to the next topic?
Honestly, I already added what I said. Just replace J.K. Rowling in your brains with Hatsune Miku.
Mhm,
If you do that, then Miku is one of the most is the most talent is the most
mhm,
talented person in the entire world.
mhm, mhm,
Like, let's be straight honest, she is.
mhm, mhm. I think there's this one theory that a lot of people seem to think like boyfriend from Saturday Night Funkin' is Hatsumiku's sister. Oh no, sorry, brother. I've actually seen artwork of that. I'm just like, it's a little creepy. But at the same time, yeah, I can see it. I can totally see it. It's just really that's where your mind goes, you guys. Okay, okay. Speaking of people getting offended by everything nowadays. This next little thing, just wow, just when I heard it, couldn't believe it. But apparently, Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill, he mocks adoption in tweet, and the fans are striking back for this. He apparently posted bad political takes on Twitter after the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, which is just we've gone
It's
back
stupid.
a few centuries
It's
now
stupid.
because of that.
It's stupid.
Yeah, it's completely stupid, but it's nice seeing like all these companies, all these brands kind of standing up, like supporting women in that. Like that is nice. But yeah, apparently he took aim at the millions of people hoping to adopt, characterizing them as iconic DC comic villains, the Joker and Harley Quinn. "We will adopt your baby," he wrote with an image of the characters echoing in popular phrase for the planned adoption. But yeah, the fans are not happy with this. And honestly, I feel like, they have a good reason they have a good reason to be pissed off because his take, I love Mark Hamill, okay? He is one of my favorite guys. He's done, like you said, he's done the Joker and he's Luke Skywalker. But Mark, your take for this is just horrendously stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you feel the need to say something like this? Like, I'm reading some of these tweets that people are responding to him with, and wow. And then one person pointed out that wasn't your character Luke Skywalker also an adopted baby? Hmm. Yeah. And then okay, apparently this is like also some news that came out. Apparently, someone reminded Hamill that several years ago, a woman came forward claiming that she was the former girlfriend of his son, Nathan Megan Chan, says that he and his parents, Mark and Moore, I can't pronounce the wife's name, they pressured her to abort the baby, which would have been their first grandchild. She said that when she became pregnant with the child in 2016, the Hamills would make appointments for her to get an abortion without her consent. Sorry. Family threatened to cut her off if she didn't abort, with Mark Hamill saying that she shouldn't bring a child into the world that nobody wants. They told her they would not support her baby financially and even threatened to take the baby and make her pay them child support. She's kept the baby and she gave birth to a girl, Anam. But later that year, she broke up with Nathan before the baby was born, and she has made no contact with the family since.
Good.
Yeah. And the thing is, Mark Hamill's never actually commented on this situation afterwards.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look good for Mark. I'll say that.
Yeah, and it's like it'll be really sad if it turns out that this type of thing is basically going to be a big thing.
Like it's like a kind of career-ending move kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, he's made his millions, he's made his fortune. That I mean, if he wanted to, he could retire. But yeah, Mark. Well, I love you. This is something that you don't really say. Why would you say this, Mark?
Yeah.
Why would you say this? Just it's gonna be hard for me to watch Batman or Star Wars now without thinking about this because it's Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
I am disappointed in this. Ugh. But no, all right, moving on to the next topic. Have you seen the new Baymax series?
Not yet.
It's a really good series, in my opinion. I've actually watched a couple of episodes at work. But apparently Baymax is under fire for its description of LGBTQ plus characters. And I'm just really, what are people making a big stink about this time? Apparently there is an episode, the third episode, he takes like the premise of that episode, like he's helping out a younger girl, like a 12-year-old girl, Sophia, and she is taken aback after walking into an old gender bathroom when she realizes she started her period for the first time. Coincidentally, just prior to a performance she set up to do at the school. So with the bathroom dispensers empty of both pads and tampons, Baymax rushes to a nearby supermarket to do what he does best. He helps. Confused about what product to buy for his overwhelmed young friend, Baymax asks many questions. He asks people around the grocery store many questions about what he should do for like recommendations on what to purchase. Some of these people are a dad purchasing for his daughters, a woman, and a transgender man who tells Baymax, "I always get the one with the wings." The appearance of the transgender character, although short, has managed to succumb to some backlash. So apparently, this one Twitter user, I'm not going to mention the name, he's slammed Disney's choice to include an LGBTQ character in a series for kids, accusing the studio of orchestrating a plan to re-engineer the diverse around kids and sexuality. This tweet he's read says, "This is sick, so sick and weird. We have to protect kids from the sick adults who want to sexualize them and let them be kids." Some also agreed that the period story would make young viewers uncomfortable. The show also has faced backlash for episode 4 of the series, where Baymax convinces and helps a man named Mabita to go on a date with Yoko, another man. The episode closes with the boys walking off together as Baymax watches them from afar. Okay. I feel like for most shows in that, you need to have elements of LGBT community because it's a thing, and the community itself, like, it gets harassed a lot because of stuff like this.
Yep.
So I have no problem with this. I have no problems with like LGBT plus stuff being like in kids shows because it helps explain to kids what that community is about, what that community does, what they are. Like if they have a problem with that, how about Adventure Time? Marceline and Bubblegum, didn't they get together at the end of the series? I believe they did.
They did.
What about The Loud House, for example? Lincoln's best friend Clyde, doesn't he have two dads? Heck, even on Sesame Street, one of the new characters has two dads. It's just the mob mentality of some people that they just can't get over that, times are changing. Stuff's changing. It doesn't give them the right to backlash like this,
Yep.
Like, okay, if you are offended by something you see on TV, here is D-Pad's solution to the problem. 1, pick up the remote. 2, change the bloody channel. That's it. That's all you need to do. You don't need to be making a big stink about this.
I will be honest, if you're offended by this and I learned that you giggled at the following South Park jokes, anything involving raisins, and the episodes Butter's Bottom Bitch and the one and Erection Day. The episode where Jimmy starts undergoing boners. You don't get to complain about LGBTQ stuff.
Yeah.
The reason why I brought those up
Yeah.
is basically those are some of the certain things that make me feel uncomfortable, and I don't like that stuff.
Yeah, no, it's fine, dude. Like, I will say this: I was a little hesitant to talk about this topic, but I feel like it needs to be talked because I have friends that are LGBT community, like they're part of it, and I know one friend is just. It disgusts him personally when people make a big deal out of stuff like this. Like they just backlash him.
Yep.
So I just want to let my LGBT plus friends know that you guys are loved. I love you guys. I just felt like I had to say that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not mocking you for doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel like it it has to be said because again, you have people that just have to make a big stink out of it. And what purpose does it serve, you know?
Yep, absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, with that being said, I think we're ready to move on to our final topic for this evening.
All right.
And that is people exploiting the death of other celebrities and that for their own personal gain. What I mean by this is I'm pretty sure that you have heard the news about the Minecraft user Technoblade passing away shortly. I think it was 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this as someone who's actually watched Technoblade when YouTube kind of started out on that, like I love Technoblade's content, not contact. Yeah, yeah. The guy enjoyed what he did, and so seeing the video that was put out by his father and the dog, looking like he's had succumbed to his battle with cancer and that he had passed away, it was heartbreaking because he was just extremely young, and to be taken away like that, just wow. But no, you have these YouTubers. It's Owen and I gotta remember the next name here. The other name, just give him in here. Braceau. There we go, Braceau. They they're just two of the many YouTubers that have decided to capitalize on Technoblade's death for profit in that, and it's disgusting what they've been doing. It's Owen. I'm gonna say this quickly. He had made a video where he had clickbaited it as a title saying Mr. Beast says goodbye to Technoblade, and he had used Mr. Beast in his thumbnail crying. And surprisingly not, this actually went onto the trending page on YouTube. YouTube was quick to realize this, and they had taken down the video. And as a result, Owen has lost his channel. Like they terminated his channel. Like it's
Oh,
it's
wow.
it's gone. It's gone. And so he's over on Twitter, crying about it, saying that he doesn't know what to do. That he's very depressed, trying to use the whole depression gimmick to get his channel back. YouTube apparently responded to him saying that going over your channel, we have detected that you have broken a few of the community guidelines, so he's not getting his channel back, and he is like banned from making alt accounts. So he's done off of YouTube. Like he's gone because of this. And I feel like YouTube actually did something right this time, and they actually got rid of someone who it's just a scumbag. So Brace, so this other YouTuber, he's like when Technoblade announced that he had cancer, he had made multiple videos kind of trying to milk the subject, and apparently I don't know how many videos he's made in total because since the backlash and that he's taken the videos down, but from what I was able to figure out with some help from another friend, we think that he made a total of 9 videos about Technoblade trying to profit off the death. And so what he actually did was he had made a video saying that he was going to donate I think what was it? He was going to donate what was it? Check this out here. I got to check this out here. What was it? He was going to like donate a large sum of money to the like this thing that's like put up in Technoblade's name, and apparently people were able to like quickly point out that the donation that he had said that he had did, it's not like the donation, like he put out like 300 instead of like 3,000. I could be wrong about like the donation amount. So if I am, just please correct me in the comments, and I will thank you in the next video. But it's just It's weird. It's weird, and it's disgusting that you have people that are trying to profit off the deaths of celebrities in that. Like, do you remember Etika?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently there was a group that was going to make Etika NFTs. They got backlash for that. Like, they're all gone. Like, they're off of the face of Twitter and that. And then you had someone who was going to make NFTs based on Technoblade, and one of them was Technoblade hooked up to an IV bag. Like, that's not disgusting. I don't know what is. Like, it's of course disgusting, but really, like, that's just, you know what I mean. All right. Yeah, no, I think I was pretty heated. Anything you want to say too? Like, you can't let me do all the talking. You have to say some stuff.
Well, for this one, I don't really watch Technoblade, so I kind of had to have you do
enough.
all the talking because, well, I do like playing Minecraft. I don't really care for Minecraft YouTubers. I know that makes me look like an asshole. I do, but you need to give me variety as for a gaming channel. That's my thing. That's my whole thing.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Okay, I'll agree with that, dude. But yeah, Technoblade, dude, you will be missed. We'll miss you so much, dude. Like, I'm not sure about you, but I'll miss you.
I'll still rest in peace for the guy. I'm not gonna say, oh, I don't care about their deaths. Like, no, I don't.
Yeah, you know, I was trying to make a joke. I apologize. I am a very busy man, so I'm tired.
Yeah, but I do want to add two things I had learned a few minutes ago.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So,
go ahead, dude.
The first off is a new movie trailer had come out this morning.
Is it? What is it?
It is for Clerks 3.
Yes.
So basically, they're doing it, and apparently for this story, Randall wants to make a movie after almost dying. So him, Dante, and let's be straight honest, Jay and Silent Bob are all going to make a movie. So honestly, that's honestly a good thing.
It's gonna be good. Like, I can already smell the shenanigans that's gonna happen.
I have not seen the first two Clerks movies. I've only seen the TV show. Yes, there was an animated show.
Yeah, there was like only 12 episodes, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, as someone who actually grew up watching like Clerks, Jay and Silent Bob, I am pleased that there's gonna be a third Clerks movie. Like, and then okay, speaking of movie trailers, this was actually posted up yesterday, but you knows my excitement for this particular movie.
Yep.
We finally have our first full-length trailer for Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and oh my god, it looks like it's gonna be a good one. Like, okay, you have Casey Jones and you have the Krang involved. Oh, just I had to like take a couple breaths like when I was watching the trailer, because coworkers just looking at me like, "Are you okay?" And I'm just like holding out the phone, showing like, "Okay, carry on." Yeah, work pretty much knows me as like the omega nerd. Like, there's stuff that I like that they kind of just nod their head about. But no, what's the other thing that you learned about?
The other thing is Nintendo 64 library on NSO is going to get updated soon.
Yeah, I heard one of the games that they're uploading is Pokemon Puzzle League.
That annoys me. I'm sorry. I'm mad at that. It's like, no. The last game you guys gave us was fucking Snap. No. Give us 64, DK64, you jackasses. Then you can go back to fucking Pokemon.
You really wants his DK64 so bad, you can't tell.
Hey, people need to play it, and it's not that bad of a game. I mean, shit.
Oh no, I agree.
Shit, we have all these fucking other games. Like, they put Mario 64 on it. They're putting the Mario sports games on it.
You know, they have to have someone better in charge of picking out which games. Because if it was me, I think one of the games I would put up there would be Mega Man Legends, because I think that came for the N64 as well.
It did, but honestly, not the sequel. So
that is weird that they didn't do the sequel.
Yeah. So honestly, I would not pop Mega Man 64 onto it. You know, I really would not.
True that. No, yeah, I was actually looking at the video right now. Okay, Yu knows that I'm a fan of Pokemon Puzzle League, but I do have to agree with them. They need to put DK64 up because that game was fun for me growing up. The memories that me and my brother had with our mom and dad. I'm pretty sure I said this in the last video, but some of my favorite times playing games was with my family and that. We take turns playing Banjo-Kazooie. Me and my dad would be playing the game. Mom and my brother would be reading the guidebook, and me and dad would go into screaming matches over, this is how we're supposed to do this, follow the book. No, just follow my own instincts. DK64 was one of those games where me and my brother and my mom and dad had a contest to see who could get the most golden bananas. We'd have two separate files. One file for me and my brother, and the other file being for my mom and dad. Of course, because me and my brother worked together so well, we actually won the little contest and got ahead. Mom was not happy with that. Yeah. But no, I agree. And then, okay, didn't you mention something about Elder Rings earlier?
No.
Oh, I thought you mentioned something about how someone got a sword.
No.
Was it Elden Rings or Elden Ring?
Oh, right, Elden Ring. Now I remember. Yeah, so apparently the guy who made the character let me solo her in regards to the boss Melania. I'm pretty sure I got that name wrong, but I'm not a player of Elden Ring yet. Apparently, From Software sent him a sword. I'm gonna be looking up the reasoning, but it's I think it's because, hey, you're helping people out, so it's it's kind of a funny thing.
Oh, kind of a thank you kind of thing.
At least yeah.
Oh, that's good.
But it's
that's good.
That it's kind of hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice. That's actually happened from that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, but yeah, I think that's it for this week's podcast. If I'm correct. I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, no.
Do you have anything else?
No,
okay,
I don't.
You don't. All right. Okay. Yeah. No. The podcast is just only getting better as we improve a bit. Yeah, there's still hiccups here and there, you guys, but for those who actually watch it, thank you. That means a lot to us both, because we're putting a lot of heart and passion into this series, and we have fun. We have fun, do we not, you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. For a minute, you were just being quiet, so I'm just yeah, okay, his answer's no, but just wow, thanks. I pour my heart and soul to you, and that's how you. All right, fine, screw you. But no, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this week's episode of the Yin Yang Podcast. if you like the podcast, please like, subscribe, comment below. Tell us what your thoughts on any of our topics were this week in the comment section below. Until next time, remember to stay beautiful. Later.
Later. Oh, and don't forget to check out my channel on Twitch and YouTube. My Twitch is down in the description below, and my YouTube is basically same as literally everywhere. All I use for YouTube is basically just my bots. So you're better off supporting me more on Twitch than YouTube. All right, now we'll say goodbye.